Is your debt causing you sleepless nights? Knock your debt out with Debt KO. And your debt won't be the only thing keeping you up at night. Debt KO. Free, impartial advice on all your debt.
This is AHMED for IFL TV in association with MTK Global. I'm joined by the king of the lightweight division, Teofimo Lopez. Champ, it's been a few weeks now since your historic win over Vasyl Lomachenko. Just reflecting back on that night and life since. How's everything?
Oh, everything, man, is different. Definitely different. Everything has changed, man. I feel very thankful, man. Just the fact that we're doing big things in the sport of boxing, but it's also being shown, outside of the world. So a lot of people, man, they support Teofimo now, and I think that's a great thing about it. So I'm very thankful for it, and I feel blessed.
Besides that, I hear you got a new place, which I'm guessing you're in right now.
Oh, no. This is temporary right now. We're staying in a temporary place until the house is fully built. It's completely built. It should be done. The due date is mid-January. That's where most likely we'll be hit at. So right now we're just staying at a temporary spot for the time being until we have everything sorted out in our home. So which I can't wait. I'm very excited about that. That's something that I'm actually going to be majority of my time will be invested on at the moment before I start to get ready for another fight.
Something else big in your life's happened as well, hasn't it, Tia?
And trying to figure out what else. Yeah, man, it definitely has. Oh, you talking about that?
Yeah.
Oh no, not yet. To be continued.
Oh, really?
To be continued.
Fair enough. Tia, a lot of the talk after the fight was about injuries, etc. And Lomachenko put out a statement in a video, but we also heard that you had an injury. Can you just give us an update on that, Tia, please?
Yeah. So I actually going into fight week, I had to use a brace for my wrist. I had heard it 2 weeks before the fight. However, got to find ways to work around it. It's so close to the fight time during that time. But to get to the point, my right foot, I had a complete torn ligament and microfractures on my right foot going into the fight. And, what we did to hold it as much as possible was I had some brand new shoes along with 2 double socks. I double socked it just to have that stability, just to keep it stable and mobilized as much as possible going into that fight. And thankfully we got the job done, and now it's just all about recovery time until we get ready for the next one.
So there was never a point before the actual fight where you had some doubts, your dad had some doubts because of the injuries you had?
No. It's the fight, it's a fight, and you have to just go out there and you're going to come out, it happens. Like I said, you're never going to come into a fight 100%. You're not, you'll be lucky if you hit 90% going into a fight, then you're blessed, it happens, contact sports, you see it everywhere. American football, you see it in soccer, you see it in different sports, man. It just happens. And for, sadly, this happened, but we found ways to move around it. I didn't know it was this severe. I was in pain. I didn't know that it was going to be like this. I thought maybe I had jammed it or something. And come to find out, when they did the surgery, when the MRI came back, they said I had minor ligaments torn. But when he opened me up, I had a complete tear. So it was good. It was good that we actually got everything done, thankfully.
Dread to think what a fully fit Teofimo Lopez performs like then.
Oh yeah, absolutely, man. That would be something, and just looking forward to what's next in line. Who's next on my hit list, and for the fans, what they want to see.
Fair to say, a lot of people in boxing doubted you going into that fight, but the few people who were backing you, giving you a chance, were saying this is going to be a Lopez knockout. Was it more satisfying in a way, though, to outbox and go the distance with, if you like, before that, the master boxer in world boxing, to outbox him?
Well, we knew that we had the abilities of knocking him out at any given time. However, yes, I think that this definitely goes out to show that not only is Teofimo a puncher, but you guys got to be careful because he knows how to box as well. There's just so many things that people have yet. Like I said before in our previous interviews, you guys have yet to see what I can bring to the table, and there's so much more to learn from it. We know what we have to do now, especially with when we had the Loma fight. Me and my father, we talked about it afterwards. What I need to do next, and what we need to do better going into our next fight, because there were some hiccups, and that was on my side. That was on he was telling me the instructions that I needed to do, but it was my fault for not listening to certain ones, that probably would have made a big difference, probably would have ended the night earlier, but I love the way everything turned out, and we won the fight, and we dug in deep in the last round. A lot of people questioned about us going 12 rounds, and for someone that has gone 12 rounds numerous of times, which is Lomachenko, and has the experience on that, we went to show that, we're better than him on that as well.
Someone who was backing you from the start was Tyson Fury, of course. And before we talk about what's next for you and the others in the lightweight division, I do want to quickly get your thoughts, Tio, on what everyone's talking about now. It's Deontay Wilder's comments where he said that Mark Breland spiked his water and that Tyson Fury tampered with his gloves. What did you make of Deontay Wilder's video?
Yeah, like I said, I said this in a previous interview, and a lot of people criticize me for it, and they bash, whatever they want to say about it. But if anything, I'm just trying to tell the man, honestly, Deontay Wilder, really, really stop talking about this. A lot of people think your fight happened a year ago. People forget that it happened earlier this year. I think that he needs to really he has too much time in his hands, like I said before. He has too much time in his hands, and he needs to get back into training, get back into fighting again. Showing us, hey, if anything, the fans actually miss Deontay Wilder, so we need to see that again. Go out there and show us what you're all about. For him to talk and bash his team like that, I don't think that it's that's between them, though. I think that I can't really express, what I will say and what I can do on that end. Him and I are different, obviously, in size and in weight and mentally. So going into that, man, I think that just stop talking about it. The fight's over with. It's almost about to be a year. Next year, February, it'll be a whole year. You're still talking about this fight and your loss. Do something to take us away from that. I don't think that the video was needed, and I think that it was just a little too extra on my end. However, I wish him nothing but the best, and I want him to have a successful career throughout from this loss and come back even hungrier, and I feel like that will happen. I feel like Deontay Wilder will come back much more hungrier in his next fight. And with Tyson Fury, I mean, it was a great fight, man. Honestly, I could say that it was one of the best fights I've ever attended.
I see Leonard Ellaby had a little pop at you for your comment.
Yeah, Ellaby has something to say, and I think it was funny, though, since a lot of people were talking about it, and people are going to talk. I think that people don't understand. I just have a passion for the sport, and I think, honestly, man, when it comes to it is that I don't mean to discredit his manhood. I'm not taking away anything from his manhood. Obviously, we know Deontay Wilder is not a bitch, but stop complaining and acting like one, and what I mean to say. But, and with Ellaby, same thing. Stop acting like one. Don't defend him. It's okay. Like, shit happens.
Okay, let's talk about another lightweight in Devin Haney, who just fought on the weekend. Now, let me ask you straight. Are you the undisputed champ, Teofimo? Because everyone's confused in boxing. Are you the undisputed champ?
Yes, I am. I am the undisputed world champion. Lightweight world champion, to be exact. Yeah. And that's what we did for all that.
we all thought that after the fight with Vasily Lomachenko, of course, Bill Haney and Devin are saying they're the WBC champ. You've responded, he's the email champ. Are you even entertaining this fight with Devin now? Because obviously, if you
But But the thing is, like, who did he fight to get that acknowledgement before he got the thank you? Who did he fight? We don't know. Nobody. So why I say email world champion, for those that casual fans that don't know, that only go off of the names, they elevated him to WBC world champion, whatever it was the case. Lomachenko went from WBC world champion, the original world champion, which was Vasily Lomachenko. He is the world champion still. He beat Luke Campbell in the UK, remind you. And all he did was elevate himself to franchise world champion, which I consider is super world champion. And that was it. And all they did, I don't agree on them elevating the next person, which was Devin Haney. And I think that he needed to fight someone of that magnitude to even be acquired to fight that. And who did they give him? They give him a guy that's ranked 100 to defend that title. And I'm not talking about Gamboa. I'm talking about when he first had his fight coming back for the world title. It's just a whole bunch of baloney. It's a whole bunch of bull, whole bunch of BS. And I think that a lot of people need to stop talking about this when it comes to Devin Haney. He doesn't – it's just that what they're trying to do is just to shut him up, really. They give him the belt. All right, shut up about it. You know, hold your belt proud and everything, but it's not an active belt. I go out there and I beat him and I fight him. It's not going to – what's next? Tank Davis has a WBA regular belt, so I got to fight him too. Then what's next? Some other cat got a WBA super world championship. Now I got to fight him too. Like, it's just all for names now. I am the undisputed world champion, what I mean to say. And that's what it comes to. I'm going to have all 5 belts. See, we fought for 4, but we fought for 5. There's a Ring magazine on top of that. So I am the undisputed lightweight world champion. And that's what it comes to. And that's where we ended at. And for everyone to actually even say that, it's just that because they don't want to acknowledge the fact that what Teofimo Lopez did. That's what it really comes to. And those are haters. Those are people that just can't swallow that pill.
Having said all that, now you believe that Devin's not bringing anything to the table, really, in terms of belts, etc. Would you still entertain a fight with Devin Haney next year?
Next year? He looked. He didn't look good with Gamboa. He went to a retirement home to go look for a guy to knock out, and he still couldn't knock him out. You know what I mean? So what does that say much for Devin Haney? I think that he has a lot more to develop. You know, he's still young, and potentially we will fight. I do agree that. I do, because he has the same height as me, and we're both young. You know, and eventually he will move to 140 as well. And, you know, those are the things that we're thinking about as well. There's so many things. We could play so many fights. Tank Davis is out the list because of his promoter, Floyd Mayweather. He said, he needs another tune-up fight before he faces Teofimo. So that's out the picture. That's out the window. Devin Haney didn't look impressive enough to even make a fight with me. Now who's left is Ryan Garcia, Luke Campbell. Let's see what these guys bring to the table. Those are potential fights that could happen along the line. That happens December 5th, which I'll definitely be I'll definitely find interest in to see who will win. Because I think matchup.
Talking about Tank, what did you make of Floyd Mayweather saying that if you and Tank fought, Tank's the A side?
Yeah, but that's Floyd. That's Floyd speaking. Floyd is speaking for Tank, and I think that Tank needs to step up. He's a grown ass man. He needs to talk. He needs to talk. He doesn't need Mayweather to always talk for him. I think Mayweather is still trying to stay relevant. I'm gonna be honest. I'm gonna be blunt. I'm gonna be blunt as hell right now in this interview. And I think that, but I think that Floyd is just still trying to find ways to stay relevant. So he uses Tank Davis and he talks to the media for him. Let Tank do his talking. Let him be his own man. Stop babying the man. And I think that Floyd is crazy for him to think that this guy will be A-side. It's ridiculous, and that's the problem though. That's where it's gonna make a difficult fight happen with myself and Tank Davis because of that. Because we know deep down the undisputed lightweight champion. I earned the crown. I fought for the crown, whatever it was. Beat the best guy that they had in the division, collected all the belts, and you saying that I'm gonna be the B side? Oh, you crazy, man! You're fucking crazy. It's not gonna happen. And that's where. But see, that's what I hate though, because it's fans and everyone out there like you guys that want to see these fights happen, and I'm here to make them fights happen. The only thing is that I'll be damned if I let this guy who doesn't bring much to the table for me think that he's gonna bring to the A side. That's not gonna happen. And I think Floyd knows that, and that's Floyd's way of making sure that Tank Davis doesn't fight Teofimo Lopez.
Okay,
that's what the truth is, man. These guys are scared. These guys know they're trying to take care of their credit. They're trying to take care of their career, man. Very, very well. We know we're dogs, man. I'm a lion, man. I go out there. I don't care. I'm gonna find a way to win.
Did you see his knockout of Leo Santa Cruz?
Yeah, they posted it everywhere. That's the only way I get to see it. I'm not gonna pay $75 to watch that. And it's not to discredit the fight, There's tremendous fighters. You can't take anything away from Leo Santa Cruz, who's a 4-time world champion, 4-division world champion. These guys are tremendous fighters. I'm not taking anything away from it. I'm the type of fighter where I only focus on myself, and what's best for myself. I love boxing. I'm always gonna love boxing. I respect boxing, and obviously you can see that with that it brings a lot of belts. But I think that he did what he had to do with Leo Santa Cruz. You know what I mean? And I think it was a great fight for the fans. People have been missing stuff like that for a while, and good for him. Good for him.
So yeah, we've discussed everyone at 35 in terms of Devin, Gervonta, Ryan Garcia. Let's now put this to you. What if the winner of Josh Taylor, Jose Ramirez at 140, the winner comes to you, says, right, the fight's on if you want it. No more staying at 135. You go straight to 140 for the undisputed championship against either Taylor or Ramirez, both top-ranked guys as well. What are you saying?
Hell yeah. Tell me where do I sign? Where do I sign? Like, you better give me that now, and I would love to fight those guys. Of course. Absolutely. That's a fight that's number one on my list. You know what I mean? And why not? Going back to back, undisputed world champion. I would love to. From 135 to go to 140, back to back fights and become undisputed world champion in 2 divisions, in 2 weight divisions. I don't think that's been ever done. So in boxing, and me, I'm all about breaking records. I'm all about making history. And absolutely, that's definitely something that we've been talking about, and let's see what happens. I mean, that's why we're kind of waiting on. I think they talked about Ramirez and Taylor fighting in sometime early next year. Yeah, so that's another reason why we're waiting to fight maybe sometime March, April. We're trying to see what they bring first before we even set a date and an opponent for our next fight.
Josh Taylor's just entered the pound-for-pound list of top 10. He's favoured in that fight against Ramirez. Very highly regarded in the UK. He is Josh Taylor. Yes. What do you think about him as a fighter, and stylistically, how do you think yourself and him match up?
Great fight, man. I think it'll be a great fight. These guys are definitely talented fighters. I mean, they have belts for reasons, and they got to fight the best. I think it'll be a great matchup for the sport of boxing, and but we can't overlook Jose Ramirez as well. These guys are tremendous athletes, and I look forward to fighting the winner of who comes out of that from Ramirez Taylor. I think it'll be a tremendous fight, a great matchup, definitely a pay-per-view type of fight. And I would love that. I would love that opportunity I would love that for the fans, mainly. Everything I do, man, everything Teofimo Lopez, the takeover, what he brings to the table is that he does it for the fans, for you guys. And I think you guys may not appreciate it, but be appreciative of the fact that I'm one of the guys, one of the lucky ones to do that for you guys.
Well, a lot of us.
It should be, but that's how it should be, though. In reality, that's how it should be. But now in today's era, it's not like that. But hopefully, with the win with Lomachenko, I think that I broke that barrier where fighters need to face these type of caliber fighters to be that mega superstar that they tend to put themselves as.
A lot of us definitely do appreciate it, Tio. After knocking out Richard Comey at the Garden in extremely good fashion, and then beating before pound for pound number one in Lomachenko, where do you see yourself as in that pound for pound list? ESPN have you at 5 at the moment. Do you think that's fair?
Yeah, that's cool. That's cool with me. Honestly, going into before this fight, I could have said top 5, top 3, and they would have put me there. You know, the only thing is that I said that, you know, top 10, I'm cool with. Top 5, I'm happy with. You know, but I still have so much work and so much more to do. That's the type of person I am. I think that's that hunger in me as well. But I'm very happy, man. The fact that I'm in top 5, top 3, top 5 is where I believe I should be on the list, and I think that's very fair.
Do you feel like you've started something there where you're motivating all the other young guys in boxing as well, Tia?
Oh, absolutely. And that's why that's what the takeover implies too, you know. We broke. I think that my team and we broke and we did something new for this boxing world, for the new generation to come in and to come out there and take everybody's heads off, to dethrone all the kings in every weight division. And you know, we are the young, hungry cats, man, that are ready for everything. You know, this is the real, and this is the new era that's going to bring boxing back to the sport. And I'm very happy to be the first one to start it off.
Well, listen, the takeover, Teofimo Lopez, thank you very much for talking to IFL TV. Best of luck for the rest of the year, whatever you do. I know you got busy stuff going outside the ring. And then look forward to a huge 2021 for Teofimo Lopez. All right? God bless you, sir. Thank you.
Thank you guys so much, and I appreciate it. Much love from the UK and from everybody. Thank you guys for supporting me and the takeover. Teofimo Lopez, undisputed lightweight world champion.
Top man, Teofimo Lopez. Thank you.
Is your debt causing you sleepless nights? Knock your debt out with Debt KO. And your debt won't be the only thing keeping you up at night. Debt KO, free impartial advice on all your debt.